Hello, friends, and welcome into the Cowboys Report. I am your host, Tom Downey, here to break down some rumors and a couple news items around the Dallas Cowboys today, beginning with some coaching staff talk, because that's what a lot of people are talking about right now here. We'll begin with Mike McCarthy. Will he be back as the Cowboys head coach in 2021? I'm going to give this one 4 stars. I would not have given it 4 if the Cowboys had lost against a bad Bengals team, but from a coaching and player perspective, they took care of business in that one. And Stephen Jones came out and said today, yeah, Coach McCarthy's going to be back. Here's what Stephen said. There will absolutely be no change with Coach McCarthy, and I am surprised that someone would question Mike, given the unprecedented situation that everyone's been in. I do think it is fair to question Mike McCarthy, by the way. Just so we're clear on that. Like, yeah, you took care of business against the Bengals. You got blown out by the Ravens and Washington. You can't stop the run whatsoever. You maybe should have beaten the Pittsburgh Steelers, but you got a bit unlucky in that one. You got 4 wins this year. Yes, and this is why I'm down to give him a second chance, that the offense is decimated by injuries, and the defensive scheme and the players have been a disaster overall. The honeymoon period is over, and that got over pretty quickly for this Cowboys team. I am down to give McCarthy another chance, but I do think it's important to have that discussion of, is he the right guy? So get your votes in here. Do you want Mike McCarthy back in 2021? Get your votes in here. Type Y for yes, or you can type in N for no. You don't want McCarthy anymore. Now, what I think you guys do want is some Cowboys gear on sale. Up to 70% off this 2-pack Cowboys polo. Yeah, 70% off. It's a fantastic. Now, of course, not everything is 70% off, but Cowboys jerseys, they're on sale right now. You can get this awesome t-shirt hat combo pack for $25. Head over to chatsports.com/Cowboys. Yeah, chatsports.com/Cowboys. It'll take you right into all the items on sale right now with our friends over at Fanatics. More coaching staff talk. Is Mike Nolan going to get fired or at least not be the defensive coordinator? I'll give this one 3 stars. Yes, they were better against the Bengals, so they're not going to fire him this week because you can't fire a coach after his best performance ever when he's still got games left in the season. But this hasn't drastically changed the outlook yet for Mike Nolan. The defense has struggled this year. There's no way around it. And yes, they were better against the Bengals. Those 3 takeaways certainly helped things on that front. Hey, 101 yards allowed on the ground, improvement, but is also troubling because this Cowboys defense as a unit, as a whole this year, has not been very good. They're last in rush defense. They're last in points per game. The other numbers aren't as bad, and that's why in DVOA they're actually not the worst defense in the NFL. But I think it's pretty clear the Mike Nolan defensive scheme wasn't getting it done. And unless Nolan drastically saves this defense, even though they play great the final 3 games, I don't think you can bring him back. Now, maybe you could find a different role, take him out to the pasture type of role, where you don't actually fire him. But I don't see him back as the DC. There's really no way I think you can justify that if you're the Cowboys, though I think Mike McCarthy will at least try. But I am done. I am ready to move on from Mike Nolan. If you guys agree with me, I want you to type in your FNs in the comments section. And you know what? If you get that ad break here on YouTube, it's a great opportunity to scroll on down and spam FN. Let's talk playoffs now. Are the Cowboys going to make it? Excuse me as I make an illusion here. I am saying there's a chance. 1 star, technically speaking, the Cowboys are alive. And I still almost gave it fake news because the Cowboys here, sitting lovely at 4-9, are very far behind Washington, currently sitting at 6-7. And because the Cowboys got swept by Washington, guess what that means? It's really a half game beyond on top of that. The Cowboys are eliminated from the postseason race with 1 loss or a Washington win. They are done. Once that happens, they're not making the playoffs. Officially, they will be done. And the season will, at long last, truly be over. Now, the Cowboys' schedule, Niners, Eagles, Giants, well, it's doable. I mean, if you play great, you can win all 3 of those games. Maybe you win at least 1. I don't think the Cowboys win all 3 because the Eagles might still be alive. Also, Kyle Shanahan is the best run game coach in the NFL. He's going to torch this Cowboys defense on the ground. They might run for 400, in all seriousness. Meanwhile, Washington, well, they're probably not going to beat the Seahawks. But Carolina, who will be out of the playoff race by that time, the Eagles, who might also be out of the playoff race by that time, yeah, they're not going to lose out. So what does that mean, folks? Your season's over. You're not making the postseason, but that does not mean that we're going anywhere. We're going to keep you guys covered on everything going on around America's team. You know what? The offseason this year, it might be more fun than the actual season, or at least after Dak got hurt. It'll be more fun than that because this has not been very fun. So if you want consistent updates on Cowboys needs, free agency, the draft, all the latest rumors and news, potential coaching staff changes around, like, hey, Mike Nolan and that defensive staff, hit that big red button and subscribe today. Speaking of defense, how about playing Bradlee Anae and Reggie Robinson? I beg you, please. 4 stars on this one, as it's been for months now. Robinson still can't get on the field. He's played, I think it's 4 total special team snaps this year. That is it. He can't get out there. Darian Thompson keeps playing over him. It's time to give these guys some reps. And I know what you're thinking. Oh, well, Tom, maybe Robinson's just not very good. Maybe the position change hurt him. You know what? You might be right. But you know what? I don't trust this coaching staff to evaluate. Why? They told us for months, oh, Darian Thompson, better than Donovan Wilson. Oh, we don't want to put Zach Martin at right tackle. Oh, Darryl Worley should be out there. They misjudged their own talent. They have lost the right to say, oh, yeah, we're going to keep playing Dorrance Armstrong over Bradlee Anae. I'm done with that, too. And I get it. Oh, Dorrance Armstrong can cover a little bit. Also, why are you dropping into coverage? I don't know. Oh, he can stop the run. Can he, though? Because the entire run defense is bad outside of DeMarcus Lawrence this year. Play Bradlee Anae. I have seen enough of Dorrance Armstrong and his 5%-ish pressure rate. The dude is a jag when it comes to the number one job of a pass rusher, rushing the passer. I want to see Bradlee Anae out there. As I've said for weeks now, you have to treat this season like the preseason. Let's try the young guys. If they're bad, okay. At least you tried. What is the purpose of rolling out the same dudes every single week and losing games when they're older and not good? What are you gaining from that? So what I want you guys to do is help me out, make me feel better about myself, and make me feel like I'm not a crazy person. Type in free Anae and free Robinson in the comments section. I mean, the Cowboys are out there bringing up practice squad defensive backs and playing over Robinson. Dorrance Armstrong's playing too. I am desperate. So help me out. Type in free Anae and free Robinson in the comments. Let's talk Terence Steele right now, who I'm going to give some positive talking about here because we have been fairly negative today. But you know what? You're 4-9. Deal with it. He's playing better. 4 stars on this one, and that is a good sign for the Cowboys. Now, they were right to bench him, make no mistake about it, but Steele has fared better since he returned from that benching. Now, remember, Steele is a rookie, undrafted free agent. The bar should be lower. That's not, of course, ideal, but that's the reality. In fact, Terence Steele, the past 3 weeks where he played almost every single snap, did miss a little bit because, Zach Martin started then got hurt almost immediately. 0 sacks allowed. Now, there have been some just god-awful reps by Terence Steele, both in the passing game and in the run game, but he's actually outplayed Brandon Knight. But it's a whole different conversation because you were hoping Brandon Knight would prove he could be your long-term swing tackle behind Terence Smith, and maybe you don't have to go take a tackle that early in the draft because you feel good about Brandon Knight. Not where the Cowboys are at right now, but Steele's playing better. That's at least the positive side there. He can stick on my roster next year. I don't really want to play him because, he's not great, but he's been better. And for a rookie undrafted free agent, I think you should take the small victories where you can, given this year has not gone very well for the Cowboys. Now, today's show is made possible by our sportsbook partner, BetUS. Head over to chatsports.com/bet and use the promo code you see on your screen. It's right there. It's Cowboys125. That'll get you a 125% deposit bonus. So you put down $100, they're going to give you $125 free. That way, if you miss some bets like somebody did this past week, you still got plenty of money left over. It's chatsports.com/bet. That promo code is Cowboys125. Wrap things up with some more defensive talk here. Is Saivion Smith going to miss some time? Maybe. 2 stars, but also, does it matter? We'll find out in the next couple days here. He was called up from the practice squad to replace Chidobe Awuzie, who was on the COVID list, and in theory, could return against the San Francisco 49ers. Apparently, Smith suffered a broken hand in this game and then was able to return. And he wasn't terrible against the Bengals. He was only targeted 5 times, allowed 2 catches. One of them, though, was a touchdown because, maybe Saivion Smith shouldn't be on A.J. Green to begin with. Technically, again, practice squad call-up, he's not on the 53-man roster. And I don't know if Diggs returns this week, but I think Anthony Brown will. We'll see about Chidobe Awuzie. If those guys are back, you already have Rashard Robinson on your active roster and Jordan Lewis. At that point, you might not need Saivion Smith. So he might not miss time technically. He also just might not be needed to be on the 53-man roster. So he filled in about as well as you were hoping for a practice squad call-up because the Cowboys were just decimated at cornerback this past week. We'll see if he misses time or not. If you get Awuzie and you get Brown back, you probably don't need to call him up anyway.